Thank you so much for coming out this evening to an oboe recital. If this is the first time you've been to an oboe recital, I don't think they've locked the doors yet, so. So it's been a great pleasure the past 3 years. Leah and I have been working together, and one of the great things about getting to do a recital is that you get to pick who you work with, which is nice. And you also get to pick what music you want to play. And it really is all about having a collaboration, and all of the people that are playing on the recital tonight, I've worked with at some point in my past, and it's really fun to get to pick pieces and get to work with these wonderful, wonderful people. So I am Mary Cicconetti holding the oboe, and on piano we have the wonderful Leah Kosch, who actually picked to play this next piece. So every time I get mad about it, I just directed at her. But I will hand the microphone over to her to talk just a little bit about this.
Hello. The next piece is by a composer, the late composer Henri Dutilleux, and part of the reason I wanted to learn this piece was because I actually heard him for the first time played by the BSO. The BSO has actually featured his music quite a bit. He's sort of an honored composer through that orchestra. And so when we were going through music and saw that he had written an oboe sonata, which I didn't know about, I was very excited to learn this, and often get mad at myself now when practicing this, because it is a difficult piece. When I've read a bit about the history of this work, it's an earlier work of his, and it's funny because there's a point at which in his compositional career, he sort of disowned a body of his work, and this actually made the cutoff. He no longer, he did not want to own up to the fact that he wrote this piece. It was just before all of the other pieces he was actually proud of and called his own. I still don't understand why, because I think it's a great piece. When he initially wrote it, it actually only had 2 movements. So I wanted to play a motive for you because you'll hear it come back at the end of the second movement. The third movement almost feels like it's an entirely different piece in a way. So I'll play this motive. Both Mary and I will have it at some point in the piece. So you'll hear that in the first movement, and you'll know we're getting to the end of the second movement when you hear that suddenly come back. This was written also for the Paris Concours. It's a competition at the Paris Conservatory that woodwind students particularly, have to prepare for. So that was originally why he wrote this piece. And like many of those pieces, it is challenging. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy it. I do think it's a gem, and thank you for being willing to listen to this, and I hope you enjoy.